Tennis superstar Serena Williams has been sidelined from the sport since July after suffering a foot injury and undergoing surgery. But recently she suffered another serious setback when she developed a pulmonary embolism and underwent treatment for the potentially life-threatening condition. Serena Williams, good morning.
Good morning.
You look great, so let's just go to the basic question. Serena, how do you feel?
I'm feeling better. Every day is better and better. I'm just working on trying to make sure I can, keep my energy up, and I'm not doing much. I haven't really left the house recently.
We all first heard this news, I think it was about a week ago, Serena, but I want to go back to the day when this first surfaced. I think it was February 18th that you were first hospitalized. Take me back to that day. What were you feeling? What were the symptoms you were experiencing?
I had a lot of swelling in my leg, which really is a telltale sign of a embolism, and then I could not breathe. I remember thinking, I'm walking, but I can't breathe, and that's when my physio forced me to go to the emergency room. But I totally felt, other than that, I totally felt completely fine. I just thought I wasn't fit.
When you went, which you're usually very fit, when you went to the emergency room, how long did it take for doctors to assess the situation, and how serious did they say it was at that particular moment?
Well, when I first went, I had worked with some really good doctors, and they couldn't find anything because when you have a blood clot, they look in your legs at first. And before I left, he was like, "I really want you to get a CAT scan on my lungs," and I'm thinking I'll be fine. So I went and got the CAT scan. That's when they found several blood clots, and I was like, wow. And they told me that they had to check me in immediately, or else it wasn't going to be a good result.
Here we're talking about the weekend of February 18th. I understand you were actually able to go home after a little while, and then it was just a week later that a lot of us saw coverage of you at some of the parties for the Oscar awards. So did you feel that much better that quickly?
No, I had been through so much in the past 8 months, and it's just been so hard to work with, and I really was kind of low on energy, but I was like, I got to do something kind of just to get my spirits up, and I wasn't doing so well just mentally. I was just in my house and just laying down and, kind of just feeling terrible.
That was Sunday night, the 27th of February. And you were back in the hospital the very next day. What were the symptoms that time? What was the matter?
Well, I had developed because I'm on blood thinner injections, so I inject myself twice a day, and I've developed a large hematoma in my stomach, and I was really nervous. I thought it was something else.
Can we just make sure people understand what the hematoma is? It's a collection, it's a gathering of blood under the surface of the skin.
Yeah, and because I'm on blood thinners and because I'm on the injection, if you give yourself an injection, apparently must have hit something. Usually your blood naturally clots around it, but since I was on blood thinners, it wasn't able to clot. So I developed what started out as like a golf ball, ended up being the size of a grapefruit on my stomach. So I had to get it drained. And when I got there, they were like, "We can't drain this. We have to surgically remove it."
At this stage now, in terms of the original illness, the pulmonary embolism, and I don't want to make this too dramatic, but here at NBC we have a rather tragic history with that. We lost our friend David Bloom to a pulmonary embolism back while he was covering the war in Iraq. I mean, this is an extremely dangerous situation. What are doctors telling you now about your health and the status of that?
Mine had went from my leg to my lung, and it had traveled fast, and I still have several clots in my lung, and they're just there. They have to eventually dissolve, so I'm just taking it one day at a time. And as for that, my lungs are fairly healthy and just on the road to recovery.
I think a lot of your fans will remember that shortly after Wimbledon last year, you did injure your foot. I think you stepped on a piece of glass. Have doctors been able to trace these other problems back to that original injury?
Yeah, I had 2 surgeries. I had a second surgery in late October, and I had a cast on for 10 weeks, and then I had a boot on for 10 weeks, and so just not moving and not doing as much as I normally do, and I started flying a lot. I was flying back and forth, thinking I was okay, and obviously I wasn't.
Obviously your overall health is the most important thing, Serena, but obviously also people want to know how this affects your future in the sport, both short-term and long-term.
Well, luckily enough, I was able to catch it soon enough that my career won't be affected. I said I wanted to return this summer, and I was hoping to return way sooner than that, but I love tennis, and now more than anything, I have so much to look forward to in just playing and being so close to, you know, something, the scariest moment in my life. You know, I really just want to come back and be able to do well.
Oh, no more drama, young lady, okay? We can, you know.
I know.
Stay healthy, Serena. Again, our thoughts are with you, and thanks for sharing the story, and we wish you the very best, all right?
Thank you very much.
All right, Serena Williams, we're back.